Dear friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to do one machine on the Vulnhub, which is Cheesey. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine if you want. I think this machine is very straightforward if you can follow some sort of methodology. Here, there is one hint left by the author, the Q. I think you know what Q does, right? Can create the word list from the web pages to help you to get past a login page. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So enough talk. Let's just get started. We can switch into the Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. As you can see, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 154. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with the Nmap to save time. I've already completed earlier. So for now, we just cut out the result. As you can see over here, I use the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. As you can see over here, the IP address has been changed a bit, and from the scanning results, we can tell that the target has several open ports, like the first one, 22, which is running secure shell surface, and also the version number information. As we know, this version is not vulnerable. And the next one, is 80, which is running HTTP surface, and also the version information, Apache 2. And this one, PC bind. I think in most cases we do not need to take this port number into consideration. And the next several open ports are used by the NFS. Okay. And so what we are going to do next, as I mentioned in the other videos, if the target has surface running in relation to the file sharing, for example, like Samba surface, for example, like FTP surface or other similar surface, such surface should become the first choice to enumerate. This case should be the NFS or network file sharing surface. And however, how to enumerate? We can use the utility show mount with option of -e and followed by the IP address of the target. Press enter. As you can see, there is one entry in this export list of the target. So next we need to mount this remote share on our local machine. So how to do? We can create the directory, and then we can use sudo mount. Type is NFS and followed by the IP address of the target. And maybe we can copy the path, the absolute path, and put it in here, and then we can mount to share locally. It's done. Then we can go into the share directory, and there's some information like SSH, but nothing there. And then we can go to the desktop, nothing there. Go to the documents, nothing there. Go to downloads. Okay, there is a zip file we can copy from current directory to our working directory or home directory of our penetration. It's done, and then we can go back to, maybe we cannot find anything else. So also, so far what we've already got from the NFS surface immersion, the NFS immersion, we got the file, the zip file we can copy. Later we can unzip and to look at such a file. And the next, also we have already got the username, right? So the username should be a very long username. This one. When we try to, maybe before we go ahead, when you try to emulate the NFS surface, usually there's some utilities which you can use. The first one is a show mount. I've already done that earlier. And next is enum for Linux. And so next I'd like to use this utility as well. Yeah, a lot of output. Usually I use this one to get the possible usernames, although we have already got the username, right? But as you can see here, we can get the second username. And so the usernames, the second one is crap. Okay? Utilities for emulating an FS surface would be like this one. We can indent these two utilities. Okay, I think we have already done everything what we can with the NFS surface. So we need to move forward. It's time to emulate the HTTP surface, and we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Press enter. Oh, sorry, the IP address is 154. My bad. As you can see, we got the page back from the target, and I think before we try to to do the automatic emulation, we need to walk through the site or the target to see what this web application is about. For example, contact us. This is not effective hyperlink, and also, for example, we can test. We can submit some information, get notified. So maybe there's something wrong at the background, unable to load the PHP email form library, which is fine. And as always, we need to check its source code, but nothing interesting we can get in this case. And also we need to check whether this site has robots file. Not found. Next, we can use the Nicto to do the automatic emulation. As you can see, Nicto always would be the first to make automatic emulation with web application. You can get a lot of information like header information, the version information, and allowed HTTP methods. Of course, in this case, a bit disappointed. It's all right. And then we can use GoBuster to do the directory emulation. Although there are some other options to do the directory emulation, but for me, I prefer the GoBuster, and we can use the W option to specify the word list, GoBuster, directory, and the extension option, back. Yeah, we got something back from the Go Master assets. Maybe we can take a look at this directory assets. But in most cases, this is very default installation or directories of the website, like CSS, image, JS, vendor. If you want, you can take a look at all of them. But to save time, I will not go into all of them. I'd like to skip this part to save time. And the form, similarly, we cannot get anything interesting from the forms directory. However, this one, we can copy this information. Web emulation, we got the directory. So next we can access this directory. So we are prompted by the user login form, and I think this should be the host name we can put into the host file. We can IP address and followed by the sudo. Okay, no problem. But I don't think it will affect our penetration. Even, you do not append this entry into the host file. Okay. However, we can host name is here, or domain name. So next we can try to use some, of course, at this moment, we do not know the email information. But as you can see here, we got the CMS information. We can copy, and CMS is this one. So first of all, we need to check whether this CMS has vulnerability. As you can see, we have. However, like remote code execution is authenticated exploit. It means that we need to get the credentials to exploit. Okay. So how to do? And so how to do? Maybe we can use the, like crack 2, Bubble Suite or Hydra. Of course, for the post form, I always prefer Hydra. So how to do? We can open up the developer 2, go to the network. Of course, at this moment, we can make some, a guess, because now we have already got the domain name or host name, and also we got the possible username. So maybe we can, so the username or the email field would be no. Okay, so we can copy and put in here, and followed by the domain name and the password. Of course, we got the error, no match for email and or passwords. So I think this web application has made proper coding. Will not give you the information whether the username exists or not. Okay, but I think our deduction is reasonable, right? So maybe the username or email is this one, and followed by the domain name or this username, and followed by this domain name as well. So how to do? We can use the Hydra to crack, and we can use the Hydra, and I'd like to autocomplete this command, and you need to change something. For example, the IP address, and also the, for example, the cookie and the CSRF token. I'm not going to do that because the Hydra, when I did the machine the first time, I failed to crack the password to save time. I will not do that now because I think I've already demonstrated the Hydra for many times to crack the post form. So the next choice would be the Burp Suite. And before we launch our Burp Suite, we need to create the word list. And maybe I can exit from the share. As described by this room, maybe we need to use Q2 to create the word list. So we can use Q, and we can follow by the IP address, dict. So how many words in this one? So about 104 words in total. However, please don't forget to extract words from this directory. And also this one is not directly accessible from the home page or not linked with each other. So we need to manually specify this directory, and we can copy, and then we can append to this dictionary, and now we can check. Now more than 50 words have been added into this dictionary. So next we can launch our Burp Suite to do the cracking, and we can set the proxy to Burp Suite, and then we can launch our Burp Suite. Set the intercept on, and I think first we can try to use the first username to try. So we can here we can copy the domain name, and then password anything, and then we can log in. And Burp Suite has intercepted this request, and we can send this request to intruder module, and we can clear all dollar or valuable symbol, and then we can add dollar to this field. And next we need to load the NIST, and then we can fire up our attack. Of course, maybe we also can use Python to automate this process, because the word list is not very big, and so the Python is another reasonable way to do such attack. Maybe I will make another video about this. For example, we can use the third-party module request, or even if the request module cannot work because some mechanism are utilized by the web application, then maybe we can use the browser simulated module, Cilium, to do such attack. I think more than half have been done. We just give this a bit more time, and then try to see whether we can retrieve the password. If we can, then we can utilize the vulnerabilities of this CMS. As you can see, this version has different vulnerability like SQL injection, and also arbitrary file upload. Very interesting. Maybe we can take a look at this one. We can copy and with option of M, we can cut out this text file. So the description, protected, the user group, form, upload. Maybe next we can try to use this vulnerability. It's almost done. Then when the process is done, then we can, we can sort the response based on the length of response to find the correct password. I think we have already got password already. As you can see, the length is very different from all others. So the password is very simple, the QDPM. So next, maybe we can turn off the intercept, and then we also can, maybe I need to close up the Bob Suite to save the resource of my Linux, and then we can, disable the proxy, and we can copy the username followed by the domain name, and password is QDPM, and we can log in. As you can see, maybe I also can close up this developer too. And we need to walk around to see whether we can find the location where we can upload files, like, as you can see here, attachments. So before we try something else, we can try to upload some malicious file like a PHP file. And we can test. And I've already prepared this file, share file, and which you can get it from the Pentest Monkey website. Of course, you have to change the IP address or the port number. And now we can add attachments. Go to the cheese, select no error, right? So however, where is the uploaded file living? Maybe we can use, we can do the deeper enumeration, directory enumeration. And we can put the project management directory. As you can see, immediately we got this directory. So it must be the location of the uploaded file lives, right? So how to do? We can, of course, we can exit from the GoBuster. Then we can set up the listener by netcat. Then we can go to the uploads directory, and then we can navigate to these attachments subdirectory, click, and it's working. And we need to spawn much more interactive shell. Python 3 is there. Then we can import pty spawn bash. And next we need to do some local enumeration. For example, go to the first one, desktop, nothing there. Go to SSH directory, permission denied, and then we can navigate to another user's home directory. Crap. Here we got to do text file. So here some tasks which should be done by this user crab and backup SSH keys to this directory. Of course, I think the direction is very clear. We can go to this directory. We can, I think we are certain we can find the SSH key information, SSH back, and then we can cut out this. As you can see, this should be the private key. We can copy and open up another tab, and we can create the private key, paste in here, right and quit. And in order to use this private key, we need to change its permission, and then we can log in to the target. Yes. All right. So now we can, I think, so how to do? We need to elevate our privilege. For example, okay, very. So I think we can elevate our privilege by bash. However, we do not have the password for the current user yet. So next we need to try this one, the bin, because this bin directory is under home directory of the crab. Crab. So now we can home, go to this directory, go to the bin. Next, I think we can copy the bash binary to the current working directory. Then we can run this bash. Oh, sorry, I need to put the P. I forgot to, not P, the bash. As you can see, we have already elevated our privilege to the root user. We can cut out the root flag. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.